This is section 7. This is section 4.5 for my Math 100 students, adding and subtracting polynomials. The first set we're going to do is we're going to combine like terms and simplify if possible. Okay. So if we have 3x plus 2x, okay, we have 5x, 3 plus 2 is 5. It's kind of like you keep the common denominator almost. Okay. The next one, combining like terms. What is 5y minus 3y? Well, 5, take 3 away, is 2. So 5y minus 3y equals 2. Next, 6a cubed b squared plus 5a cubed b squared. Okay, and we're going to make sure they're alike. So a to the third power, a to the third power, b to the second power, b to the second power. Definitely like terms. So 6 plus 5 is 11. A to the third power, b to the second power will be your answer. 11a cubed b squared. Okay, let's try another one. Negative 2p squared plus 5p squared plus 8p squared. Okay, so we're just checking for like terms. Okay, negative 2 plus 5 is 3. 3 plus 8 is 11. And we're going to keep p cubed squared. E, 12m cubed minus 7m cubed. 12 minus 7 is 5m cubed. F, negative 4p cubed q squared minus 8p cubed q squared. Okay, just checking for like terms. Negative 4 minus 8 is negative 12. P cubed q to the second power. Okay. G, 4p squared plus 6p cubed minus 7p q to the fourth power. I want you to add these two polynomials together. Plus 2p q to the second power, or q squared, minus 8pq cubed plus 9p cubed to the fourth power. So we're just going to add vertically. 4 plus 2 is 6. And we're going to keep our p q squared. 6 minus 8 is negative 2. P q to the third power. Notice that we're not adding our exponents unless we're trying to multiply something. And right now we're adding and subtracting polynomials. Negative 7 plus 9 is a positive 2. You put negative 7 plus 9 in the calculator, it will give you 2. P q to the fourth power. And that is your answer. Okay? Well, let me give you an example here. When I have, if you saw 3x minus 4 minus 5x plus 7, what do you do then? Well, you want to stack them. You want them to be stacked vertically. But I want you to change the signs. When you see a negative 1, I want you to be thinking about distributive property. When you're taking the negative 1 and you're multiplying it all the way through, which means to change the signs. Negative 1 times 5 is negative 5x. Okay? Negative 1 times 7 is negative 7. What have you done? Just change the signs. Okay, so now let me come over here and let me stack them so that you can get a better visual. Okay, 3 minus 5 is negative 2x, and negative 4 minus 7 is negative 11. This section is not very long. Okay, let's try another one. 3x squared minus 4x minus 6 minus 2x squared minus 6x plus 12. Now you can either think of it like taking that negative 1 all the way through, like we did before, or you can say, Ms. Thomas, I just changed the signs. Okay, so when you're changing up signs, so this is like having a negative 1 and you're multiplying by everything here. So this will be your negative 2x. Negative 1 times 2 is negative 2. Negative 1 times negative 6, negative times negative is a positive. 1 times 6 is 6, and bring down your x. Negative times a positive is negative. 1 times 12 is 12. So knowing your signs are crucial. Okay, and let me put the 3x squared. I'm just going to put this polynomial on top, minus 4x minus 6. I'm going to stack it. Okay, 3 minus 2 is just 1. Okay, or x squared. You need to put a 1 in front. That's perfectly fine. Negative 4x plus 6x. So negative 4 plus 6 in your calculator will give you 2 and bring down your x. Negative 6 minus 12 is negative 18. So your answer is x squared plus 2x minus 18. So to subtract polynomials in vertical form, we add the negative of the subtrahend, okay, which is, this is called the subtrahend, okay, to the minuend, okay, minuend, okay, which is the top of that polynomial, okay. So we're just changing the signs. Now, what if you saw the words subtract 3x squared y minus 2xy squared from 2x squared y plus 4xy to the second power? Well, wherever you see the word subtract, I need you to look right behind the word subtract and change the signs. So here, I had 3x squared y minus 2xy squared. Subtract means to change all of my signs. So I wanted to take my -1 all the way through. So this is just a visual. I did -1 times 3, which gave me -3x squared y. Then I did negative times negative is a positive. 1 times 2 is 2. Bring it over your x and bring it over your y squared. Okay. Now we're just going to subtract. 2, take 3 away is a -1x squared. Okay. And if you need to put a 1, that's perfectly fine. But in most textbooks, you won't see a 1. It's an understood 1. Okay. Next, bring down my plus sign. 4 plus 2 is 6. X, y to the second power. Okay, and that's it. -x squared plus 6xy to the second power. Let's try one more. Subtract. So it's telling you what to subtract, which is this polynomial right here. Okay, so subtract. Okay, so that means that is my subtrahend. It's going to be here in the denominator. All right, at the bottom polynomial, -1 times -5 times +5 is -5x squared. A negative times a negative is a positive. 1 times 3 is 3. All right, and bring down your x. A negative times a positive is a negative, and 1 times 11 is 11. Okay, and I'm just going to take my minuend and put it at the very top. And we are ready to add or subtract. Okay, 3 minus 5 is -2x squared. All right, bring down your plus sign. 8x plus 3x. 8 plus 3 is 11, and bring down your x. And -10 minus 11 is -21 in your calculator. Very good. Same sign, you add. Okay. Simplifying an expression using the order of operations and combining like terms. Now, we are going to utilize the distributive property. Okay. So if I have 2 times a to the third power, you know, this is an understood 1, of course. So 2 times 1a to the third power is just 2a to the third power. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, and bring down a to the third power. 2 times -3 is -6, and bring down the a. Okay, let's go to the next one. Plus 5 times a, this is an understood 1. 5 times 1 is always going to be 5, and bring down your a to the third power. 5 times 2 is 10. What should you put here? A plus sign. Okay, a positive and a positive is a positive, and bring down your a. Well, now you can look for like terms. These two look just alike, and these two look just alike. Okay, so 2a cubed plus 5a cubed is 7a cubed, and -6 plus 10 in the calculator will give you a +4, and bring down your a, and that is your answer. Let's try another one. Okay, you know I love to give you examples. All right, and this is an understood 1, and I want you to get more familiar so that you're not completely lost. When you see things that you're thinking, what should go here? I want you to think of the coefficient is 1. The exponent is 1. If I don't see anything there, it's a understood 1. Okay, so this is a understood 1. So 5 times 1m to the second power, which is 5 times 1 is 5, and bring down your m squared. 5 times 6 is 30, and I'm gonna put that plus sign in the middle because a positive times a positive is a positive, and bring down your m. And 5 times a negative 9 is negative 45 in your calculator. Okay, next I'm gonna take my -1 all the way through. A negative times a positive is a negative, so 1 times 8 is 8, and bring down your m to the second power. A negative times a negative is a positive, and 1 times 2 is 2, and bring down your m, your variable m. And lastly, -1 times a positive 5 is a -5. Now help me combine my like terms here. Okay. 5m squared minus 8m squared is -3m squared. 30m plus 2m is 32. Just added that up. And -45 minus 5 in your calculator will give you -50. And this is your answer. Okay. This is your answer. Okay. With our circle. Okay. And lastly, I want to take this 5 all the way through, and this is a understood 1. If you don't see anything, it is a 1. Okay, so 5 times x squared is 5x squared y, because 5 times 1 is 5, and bring down your x squared and your y. Okay, a positive times a positive is a positive. 5 times 2 is 10, and bring down x squared. -1, this is an understood 1 as well. -1 times 1 is -1. X squared, and bring down your y. And a negative times a negative is a positive. 1 times 3 is 3, and bring down your x squared. Okay, so I'm looking for like terms here. Okay. So 5x squared y minus 1x squared y is 4x squared y, and 10 plus 3 is 13x squared. Okay. So far, so good. And that is the end of that section.